Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for Season 3, Episode 4 of ReZero, and I am very grateful that magical healing exists, because otherwise we would be in a very legless pickle, and we would be absolutely fucked, because every archbishop on the continent, it seems like, has decided that Priestella is their point of attack. And that just sucks, because we're here too. in eventuality, story-wise, it's gonna suck for them because we're gonna foil their plans and be super cool and awesome and be like, we're the shonen hit squad that's so cool and you can't defeat our city. But for right now, it really sucks because they're messing with our vacation and our like fun time when we were gonna hang out in this cool city and do stuff. Now we've got to deal with not one, not two, not three. It is three. Nope, it's four. Four archbishops because there's the lady girl with the teeth. We found out a whole bunch of beautiful stuff about Garf last episode. And then we lost our leg, lost everything, and the bad guys announced that they were attacking. And that's basically where we've set up. Garf has some crazy shit going on inside his mind with Elsa, and some crazy difficulties going on in the real world with his mom and his own sense of worthlessness, and this feeling like he can't reconnect to this person that he desperately wants to reconnect to, just because he's going to drag her back down to the place that he is, kind of. And then some really wonderful interactions between Mimi and Garf, and all this cuteness, and none of it fucking matters, because all these characters are gonna die! Yeah! I don't actually think that the characters are all gonna die, but you get what I mean? It's like, oh, all this beautiful world building and all these intricate character interactions get smashed! And now we have to deal with drama. Or, not even drama, like war. War, violence, pain. I think that's kind of a part of the point. And I think it's a clever piece of writing. There are all these pieces that we want to see move forward. We care about these characters in all these little ways. We want to see Garf get at least the opportunity to reveal himself to his mom, maybe? To find this relationship? At least the chance. And these fucking archbishops have the gall to take it away from us. The same goes for, like, Subaru and Amelia's whole relationship. Here it goes. They're kicking off. They're like really setting together. They're standing together as one. He's the knight and she's the princess, and we're doing the thing. And then the fucking archbishops come and they mess everything up for us. It's almost like they're stand-ins for other kinds of turmoil and conflict and difficulty and stuff. And they get in the way of all of our shit. I don't know. I just feel like it's an added layer to the usual shonen formula of like, oh, the bad guy is bad because he's bad. It's like, well, the bad guy's bad because he's bad, but he's also bad in a meta sense because you want to see these stories play out and the bad guy's not letting you. And I think that's really cool. Okay, we're going to dive back into the wondrous, canal-filled, watery city of Priestella. We're going to find out exactly what these four archbishops have up their sleeveys and how they're going to institute total control and absolute terror over this city, partly via the PA systems and threats and holding the whole city hostage. And then we're going to have to see what our party can do about it. We're about to meet with Kiritaka, the gem guy who loves the songstress, and we're starting to build a complicated web of character interactions here, but it hasn't really come to fruition yet. I haven't gotten the vibe from it yet, but I'm excited by the bits of webbing that are being placed all over the place. We're going to go meet with Kiritaka. We're going to see if the movers and shakers around here can get something done, and I am I'm just happy to be here. I hope you are too. If you enjoy the content and you would like to support the channel, you can check out the Patreon. It's linked in the description. Otherwise, we're going to dive right into it and watch episode 4 this week. I've got the episode up and ready to go. It's 0 seconds. There'll be 2 versions, picture-in-picture, in the description. Timer on YouTube. Beep timer to count us down. Let's go. Ooh, that was cool and discordant. Oh boy. Wonder which one of them did this. Oh fuck. Those aren't even archbishops. Maybe they are. Okay. Holy shit. I fully trust Mimi. Why are you here? Go! I love our animal squad. We gonna get an OP? Feels like a no. What? What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. He's really afraid of his father. Got her order. Maybe dead doesn't mean dead, you know? Yeah. There are many witches. Okay. Yeah, it's gotta be really important which witch. Which witch is the witch? Yeah, what's up with that? Hmm. Maybe it's her. Like, Betelgeuse ended up living for a long time. Hi, buddy. What's up? I love that we can zoom. Hmm. Be safe, Mimi. Oh. Witch, sis. Oh, fuck. Mimi got hurt? This voice actress is really capable of going all the way. We're just at the surface right now. Oh, fuck. Get Fetty, 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 Fetty. No, no, no. What is that energy? Damn, she was right. They were way too much for them. Witch stuff? Evil witch stuff? That's my mind. It's fun being taunted by... Guzu, guzu. What fucking monsters are those? Fucked up sound-based magic? Hey, buddy. Oh. Oh. Not best girl. You can't fuck with best girl. I know you can hurt Mimi, but you definitely can't hurt best girl. Cannot move them? Or are they doing something critical for the city? Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Those are crazy looking. Tifa. Oh, it's the little girl. Al's knowledge is, like, again, interesting. Poor Garf. Garf's, like, self-blame is crazy. Right after what we had before, like, I'm so worthless, I'm so worthless. Yeah, he brought her back. Yeah, you guys were stuck in a situation, man. And you followed her wishes. But he can't, yeah. We need your head on, buddy. He always knows how to talk to Garf, but will it work this time? Hmm. Okay. Fine for a moment. Oh, shit. But they're working together too well. Whoa. Whoa, what? Fucking Elsa distracting him, and Mimi's gonna jump in. Oh, and breaks through. Oh, okay. This is cool looking. We're really utilizing camera moves. Fuck. Fuck. Great scene. We just proved it. We just proved it. That sequence just proved it. That we can do this. Mm-hmm. But if I hadn't been so weak. Fuck. Fuck. He realizes that he's not to blame and it still doesn't matter. Hmm. This is the homie that you need. This is the homie that you need. Yeah, you are, buddy. But there's a lot more going on, too. Sweet. Retake the city hall. So he's just grinning and bearing it. We need you at top form, though, Subaru. Awesome. But she doesn't have years and years of experience. I don't think you need to ask. He's dangerous, man. Nope, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh. Yeah, okay. Gotta take some information to her, too. Huh. Hmm. Damn, respected and trusted. Put some respect on his name. Yeah. Huh, people relying on me. Strange. How does he know all this shit? Al, Alphonse Elric, who the fuck are you? Behind that mask, man. Who are you? Chill, Bill, chill. He's being nice. It's the same to you. I haven't noticed much of the new character design, except for Crucia's. And I'm not sure if I like that part. She just looks much more childish. Whereas I got this feeling from Crucia before that she was pretty hard. Maybe it's because she's been sort of refreshed. What are we doing here? What the fuck are those eggs? This isn't alien. Oh shit, it's them. Okay, we get to find out how strong they really are. Strong. And they're not even bishops or anything, they're just homies. This is the first time we've introduced, like, powerful individual witch cultists. Yahari, he knows that person. He knows them both. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck yeah. Oh no! What the fuck? That's the wrong number of arms! Just fully sliced through. These two are bullshit. I wonder what they really got going on. Oh, fuck! What the hell? Is that her? Him! Did she lay those eggs? She's a giant black dragon. She's a giant black dragon. This is bad. You're fucking with my image, dude. I hope it stays 2D. It looks great. You're messing with the story. You're messing with the story. Oh, good job, buddy. Never seen that one. Oh, we know that didn't work, but still, that was fucking great. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I've never seen a goofy expression like that on a dragon. Oh my god, are we gonna be saved by the bell? Holy shit, okay. I would not chase that dragon into its lair. Oh, is this what we're doing? We're setting up for next time? Where are you going? Splat. Oh, he landed. Oh, God, the noise. The carrot's cracking. He's fine. Itakunai. Oh boy. As humanoid. Oh, fuck. Wearing different stuff. This is a bad person to run into. Definitely looks different than the one that we met. Is it a different one? Or how many are there? Yeah. Yep. Don't lose it, Subaru. Again, we. Wait, that's a different name. It was Lai Baten Kaitos. Roy Alphard. Alphard is the brightest star in the constellation of Hydra. Alpha Hydra. They're a Hydra. Are they a Hydra? If you cut off one, does two more come back? That would be bad. Oh, the whip. She gets knocked down by Regulus and then picked up by everybody. And steps forward into his own blood. Okay. Okay, we've still got 50 seconds. Oh. 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 Welcome to the harem, baby. Welcome to your new year nude. Oh, God. What if we get to meet the other wives? Ah! Of course. Of course we're gonna layer on the creepy. Slimy. What a slimy slimer who's slimy. Alright, well, look, it's slimy, and it's slimy in a very light novelty kind of way, you know? Yeah, it reminds me, I want to make a comparison that I think people will really hate. Like, I think ReZero fans will be offended by it, but I'm gonna make the comparison anyway. Reminds me of some of the slimy stuff in Sword Art Online, where we use, like, basically rapey fuckers with lots of power as our primary villains throughout the entire series, because that's, like, the only kind of villain that the author really knows how to write. I don't think that's the only villain that we know how to write here in ReZero. There are lots of interesting things going on in ReZero. This is just pretty similar to that. This guy's fucking slimy. We know it. We've set it up from the beginning. He's got 78 wives. He's going for his 79th. He thinks she's pretty, and that's what matters. And also now he thinks it's slimy. Gross. But it's just one fucking character out of a whole group, and he's creepy, and it fits with his desire to own things. So I'm not complaining. I'm just icked out in a good way, honestly, in the proper way, in what I believe is the intended manner of being icked. Because, God, that's so icky. Little Garf setup here at the beginning sets us up for what ends up happening later. For the most part, I think our discussion on this episode is going to be pretty small, and I might end up actually going ahead and watching another episode off the back of this, just because so much of this one is set up. Unless we get stuck in the weeds of talking about anything, but I don't think there's going to be anything like that, so I'm going to just move through it relatively quickly. Oh boy. What an interesting thing that his father is doing here, and it's unclear to us exactly what he's doing. Just question marks at this point. Talk about the succession of the Estrella family. The witch's remains can't be here because she's dead, but of course they're a different witch. It's Tifon. Tifon, witch of... I do want to know the word, even though I still haven't figured out how the words match up with the thing. Oh, she's Pride. The Witch of Pride. Okay. And she was the judge, right? I wonder what happened in the flood. There was once a member of the royal family called Emerada Lucanica. I wonder if that's her turned into a fucking dragon. We know that the dragon is interrelated with the family, right? So maybe it is interrelated. Like, maybe she's actually a part of that. 50 years ago, cold and ruthless, beautiful and stuff. Fits. We know that the whatever makes archbishops so archbishopy makes them live a long time, too. Fuck. This is a totally separate thing. I really like the introduction of these sort of high power magic tech, the meteors. The fact that they let us communicate across time and space and do like Zoom conference calls like this is really cool, and I would really like to explore more of that. I would like Subaru to integrate using those things in ways that people haven't thought about, because he's got the ideas of like, oh, I know what special forces used to do in our world. Maybe we could do that. That would be fucking cool. I don't care if it doesn't happen, but if it does, I'd be excited. They all feel the pain. They all get the hurt. It's fucked. And this sets up this like growing tension in the background. And I think, speaking of growing tension in the background, the music in the background throughout this episode is great at accenting emotions and creating tension, which I think is something that's kind of lacking throughout the rest of the Re:Zero as a series. Music hits in big hitting moments like snow falling, giant cat, okay, crazy cool moments, right? But in a lot of the in-between points, when we're sort of in those lulls where a lot of story beats are happening and not a lot of like motion is happening in the story, like characters are talking to each other and stuff, music accenting that hasn't been noticeable to me. Hasn't been really like, oh, this is really helping grow my experience and build it into something more. But here in this episode, I really feel like it's full bore, full there, and I think it's really cool. I want to question this. I want to question this darkness that we present here. Because Re:Zero is very not anime-y in this sense. And that makes me think that this is literal, potentially visible, at least to somebody in the room, somebody spirit worthy, right? Literal, visible spirit energy warbling around Garfield. It's really, I'm curious about this moment, because for the most part, we don't show magical effects unless there's a magical effect going on, right? We'll show them inside Subaru's mind as he imagines the witch or sees things, right? But we're very clear that those aren't really there. He's visualizing them and they're happening to him in a spiritual way, right? But this is like external accent. And I really question whether we're breaking the fourth wall here and we're just representing Garfield's internal emotional state through this visual extravaganza of blue smoke and flame, or if there's really something spiritually warbling off of Garfield as he has these feelings. And I have no way of answering that question, right? Like, this is the difference. That's real magic, right? We're looking at literal magic happening, and everybody around can pretty much see it, as far as we can tell. What about this with Garfield? Is that real magic coming off of him? Unclear. But what it is a dark pit of despair and malaise. Why am I so worthless? I'm so worthless that even doing everything right, the person that I care about gets hurt. And he's at this such an interesting state in Garf's development as well, where he's able to realize that nobody would blame him for what happened. But that doesn't change that he blames himself. What an interesting state that is. It feels like a couple sessions into therapy as a state. It's like, I know that it's unreasonable for me to feel this way, and yet I do. And yet I do, and I can't change that. And I think that's a point that each of us should be willing to recognize in ourselves as like a stepping stone to maybe moving beyond it, maybe forgiving yourself, maybe accepting yourself, things like that. Is this point of like, I can't change this. I don't want this feeling, but I have it. And that's the point where you can really have compassion for yourself. But Garf doesn't know how to have compassion for himself. He was learning that from Mimi, right? And he's just learned not quite enough of it. Fuck. What is this sound that starts happening? It's unclear what this like gurgling, like mechanical sound is. It makes everybody freak out. I don't know. Otto is unsafe, scares the fuck out of me. We cannot remove the witch's remains, and I love this image. It's so cool. What was she doing when she was captured like this? And she looks like emaciated and mummified underneath that. And encapsulated in crystal or ice. Fucking crazy. Okay. I forget this character's name. And I don't want to have forgotten his name. I know he's a captain. Ricardo! Ricardo Welkin. Thank you. I love the internet. Oh, he does such a good thing. He doesn't go and try to address it. He just thanks him. Complete paradigm shift from what Garf is feeling. Everybody's gonna blame me. Thank you. What? I did this, though. No, you brought her back. Thank you so much. But, as it would, this pushes him away. He can't feel this. It's like, no. This is the opposite. This is wrong. So Subaru comes, and Subaru knows what to say, too. Tell me what happened. We need your strength. And so Garv is able to put it together and say it. And then we get our visuals for the thing. And I think our visuals for the thing... We had some cool fight stuff with Amelia. We had some cool fight stuff elsewhere. But our visuals for the thing sort of sell me. Sort of prove it. And I mean that. I want to find a couple of examples of moments that I think they jump beyond where we were at in season 1 and 2. The first thing that's noticeable in our fight scenes to me, that's a big change, and probably the biggest change overall, is dynamic camera, baby. Woo! The difference between putting a character on a flat background and having them run a bunch, and putting a character on a background and going whoop and panning it across so that it feels like we're in a curve, and how much space that creates is immense. So you get a flat background, it's moving this way, right? And your character's it's moving this way, your character's running this way. The character's running across background's moving past them, trees going by. Okay, that's one level of animation, movement, right? Whatever. Another would be if they're running into frame, right? This way, toward you, away from you, things like that. Creates some dynamism, diagonal dynamism. Okay, all that, really cool. We had tons of that anytime we had action sequences in the first 2 seasons. We're running through a forest, or we're running away from bad guys, whatever. But rarely would we place our camera in a location and pan across as the character runs by us, creating an arc, right? Because arcs cut through space. And that's actually how we look at stuff when we're looking in real space. And it's also like 10 bajillion times harder to draw and composite and put everything together so it feels right, and then animate so that it actually flows right. It's like bajillions of times harder than doing things flat. So, it's something that we can keep an eye out for and be like, oh shit, if we're doing dynamic camera, and we're doing a bit of it, more than a little bit of it, there's something going on here. There's effort being put into this, like a bajillion times more than there was before. Here Garth runs, he's running flat, we pan around him to create this shot, just for a second, but it's an example. And then from there, we're going to get more examples. I think this is a really good example. So Garth is running away, and we get hold, boof, hold, boof. And the boof is created by the background movement. There's no, like, poof around the character, I don't think. The character is just there, and then moves closer to us. Boom. Yep. We fuzz it for 1 frame, but it's the background moving. The background shifts instantly. A long ways, and we pull out way back from it, and then we whip around and pan around. So now we've just created this space. This space didn't exist before. In your mind, this space didn't exist, I promise you. Not like this. Right? You know that there are buildings here. Your mind has this fuzzy representation of the space. There are buildings. There's some buildings over on the far end. Buildings on one side, building on another. Okay, got it. But then, boom. Suddenly, I know what this space really looks like. And we do this really good transition to CG. Flat background, spin, spin, spin. We're in CG space, but we wiped across it. And then we warp in here. All I can think is this is the legacy of Attack on Titan. This is the legacy of Attack on Titan, y'all. That's what it is. So we gotta thank is it Tetsuo Araki? Yeah. Tetsuro Araki. Not Tetsuo, Tetsuro. Sweeping dynamic camera movements, CG integration, the way the clashes of the fight happen as well. And the slow-mo bits. There are also just like really solid traditionally things. Like this moment where we get really close speed lines, really close speed lines, clash in the middle. It's really solid. But overall, the fight feels concise. It feels cool. The interactions between the characters make sense. Like our emotions go up and down in the right places when we have little mini victories and mini defeats. And then we warp in this really interesting element, which is Garf having Elsa distracting him inside his mind. And that's part of where his shame comes from. I didn't put that together. Is that he doesn't feel like he was on the ball in that fight. And he feels like Mimi got hurt because he was distracted by Elsa. I think that the slash on her is heartbreaking. And when we turn around and we have this big blood splatter, we're doing this, I don't know what to call this. These sort of semi-freeze frames. I forget what these are called. Shoot. I think it's really cool that we've brought this into ReZero. It makes everything feel much more cinematic, much more action-oriented, and to me, that's the sprinkling of spice that we need. I'm fine with all the dialogue-heavy stuff and everything else, but we like a little bit of extra spice to spice it up makes it fucking awesome, you know? It's the difference between plain oatmeal and oatmeal with some brown sugar and cinnamon, and it's like a world of difference. No one's gonna blame me. So I'm gonna kick his ass. Yeah. I love this moment where we get respect, specifically from Julius. What would you do next? Well, I'm thinking about you as somebody who's actually capable of doing shit. The Mitya is the problem. So that's our priority. Okay, the leg is also a problem, but we'll see how much of it a problem it becomes. Al knowing stuff is really interesting. We'll see. History with gluttony, stuff with Krusha. What the fuck are the eggs? They're horrifying. I'd love to find out. Super exciting. Our battles are really battly. And it's clear that Wilhelm has serious history with at least the female, but he seems to have recognized the multi-armed one as well when they were talking. Our characters work together really well, and like any sense of tension between Subaru and Julius seems to be gone, at least for the moment, in the face of this bigger stuff going on. And I think that's really cool. Man, we made this dragon really have the like facial expressions of a bitchy teenager. She's a real monster. A real true a real true monster. I think it's great. It's very strange. But I think it's wonderful. And then there's the like really goofy expression that she gives later once she heals a little bit. It gets all derpy. So weird. Okay. So, she's retreated inside. We've all got to go assaulted. And now we're on the roof with one of the Hydra heads of fucking gluttony. Alphard versus Lai Batankaitos. I gotta look up Batankaitos. Zeta Ceti is a binary star. Oh, maybe it's not about being a Hydra. Maybe it's they're twins in the equatorial constellation of Cetus, so a different star. Okay, and he's creepy. That's about it. I think that's our wrap for the bepisode. Give me just a second. I think I'm gonna watch another bepisode. Okay, that's our wrap. Thank you very much for watching this one. I'll see you in just a second for the next one. Peace. Alright, welcome back for Ooh Baby, a double. Alright, we're gonna watch episode 5 because it feels like it comes right off of the previous one. We're rushing right back in. We still haven't cleared City Hall, and Amelia just woke up. And that's where we're gonna start off, is with Amelia just waking up. Oh boy, our episode is titled Dark Waters, and that's spooky. I remember, isn't there there's like a horror movie called Dark Water? Like, it starts leaking in from somebody's like apartment building or something like that. I think it's a Japanese horror movie that got an American adaptation. It doesn't matter. This is probably going to be spooky and fun. Let's watch it. Beep beep timer for episode 5. How rude of me. How rude of me. I'm not like them. It's the important part, though. Yeah, I'm so sorry for asking, but it's really important. It's a very Subaru. That sounds bad. Sorry, I haven't said the I do part. We're about to meet some other wives. 184? That's too many numbers. Huh? Graspy. Hey, hi. So, how long have you been trapped here? You got a name? You don't know that he has power. Where are we? Come on, girl, where are we? Wonder if it's near one of the water towers. Because the dragon said that each of them had taken over one of them. Is that cut differently? Mmm. Yes. So why are they here to bait him? Yeah, that is their kind of evil. Hold it down, Bo. Yeah. That's a little close. Valkyrie! Holy shit, Subaru. Subaru, the action hero. That's the dragon. And that's the dragon. Hello, dragon. Oh, shit. Damn, Krusha. And she does that stupid healing shit. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. Those are big boys. No. Nah. Krusha, slice. Nope. Nope. Ah, fuck. Ah, shit. Shape changer? What the fuck? Ah! What a cool, creepy face. Oh, fuck. What was that? I didn't see it. I couldn't see it. Oh shit, it was her tail? She shape changes like crazy. Thunk. All dragon, all human, all the time. I know what she is. She's a problem. That's a problem. Maybe a fetish. Definitely a problem. Emerada. And like right on, too. Oh, my God. That's good and creepy. That's good and creepy. Let's go. Other people? Did you turn other people into those? Oh. Oh, fucking hell. So she can transform herself and others? Cruelty? Mm-hmm. So why make them? I'm solidly spooked. I've been effectively spooked. Everything's about sex. For this fucking monster. Ah! Yeah, you're tainted by lust. No, though. Oh, fuck. There we go. It's not her. It's not her, dude. So she thinks all lust is just physical, carnal bullshit. It has a shape changer. That's false, right? No. Okay. She's got a real point. Fuck. Fuck! That was the leg! As long as we don't get changed by her. Good, good. Bleed out. Good. That's good. Do not let her not die you. Yep. Yeah, do not let her undie you. Do not let her do this. You bite your tongue before she does this to you, bro. Dragon blood. Do not let her do this to you. Oh, God. Oh! Who was he before, I wonder? We won't get to know. Shit, man, is Subaru gonna get genetically engineered into a weird-legged creature? Dragon! Hey, guys, it's bad. Guys, it's bad. We should be protecting him. Fuck! Oh. Oh. Yeah, you're a target, Kiritaka. Huh. So this timeline is going bad. This is going badly. The two! They're still so hurt. They're just barely holding in. A forbidden technique on his leg, though? I don't recall that. I wonder if it'll help with the dragon stuff. Probably not. Fuck, kids. Fuck, kiddos, I don't know! Even that little whip around the corner was cool. Hmm. Oh shit, for real? Did he just give her like a city crest or something? Or was that just hand on hand? I don't know. Man, we're still just fucking standing here. Y'all, this is bad. Is this the whole point, is to keep him out of the way? Hmm. Hmm. Otto? Oh, moment seized. Yeah, you fucking slipped, old man. Put him in a box. Yeah. Knock him out, put him in a box. Poke holes in the box. Yeah. Talking to little creatures. There's our princess. There's our fucking princess. That's our Disney princess right there. Talk to the little things. Yes, he did. Money. Otto would go perfect in this squad. Otto's, Hmm? Don't know who are the White Dragon scales. Yeah, we're gonna fucking need you. No, Reinhard! Thank God. Thank God. Thank Reinhard. He said the three. Dumb and dumber. Right? That is who they are, right? Ah, fuck. Dark Waters. Fucking weird egg things. Yeah! Rachins, Gaston, and the other one. Fuck. But that's not her. Oh. Yeah, so confusing. I wonder who that was. Poor dragon boy. Oh my god, our legless guy. Still fucking... Yeah, drop him in the water where Tifon is. That's it. That's it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Drop him into the dark waters. Now we're in a fucking Vinland Saga place. That's different. We can mess with that. Now we're talking, baby. Because our ability to win on this side, I mean, it got a lot better now that Reinhardt's on the way. But on the other side, maybe we'll find something out. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe there will be no internal Subaru world stuff. We got another chunk at the end again. Looks like we're doing this pretty much every episode now. What are we gonna set up? Fuck. A flooded city. He won't like it. Fuck that. Okay. We brought that. Artificial spirit? Betty? Don't get in the way of the wedding. Get us the tome. Okay. 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 Give me a second. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Artificial spirits supposedly wandering around this city. I'm also wondering if that's the songstress. I don't know why I'm wondering that, but that's what I'm wondering. Fascinating. I think the dynamic with the wives of Regulus is fascinating. I think the dynamic with Emerata Lugunica and her crazy shit is the spookiest that we've had. Maybe since Elsa, maybe even beyond that. It's really fucked up and really fuckery, and I really like it as a way of answering, or like an argument against love. Because that's what we're really doing here, right? We're really setting up an argument against our relationship. Just like at the very beginning of this episode, when I talked about how Regulus Corneus getting in the way of our relationship and preventing us from, like, having these pieces of story build that we want, is like, here's this perfect fucked up character who acts as a foil or a negation to our affirmative love. Our characters say, I love you, and the other character says, I love you too. And then a third party character says, actually, love doesn't exist, motherfuckers, and here's why. Or a character says, actually, I'm going to take you because I love you, and you're loving me doesn't matter, and the only thing that matters is that I have power, and I choose you. So we have these two separate foils that are like, no, actually, that's not how this works in the real world. Power is what matters. Love doesn't, says Regulus Corneus. And on the other side, we get our two characters saying, I love you, and Emerada Lucanica goes, yeah, but what if you were disgusting and a fly? You don't actually love that person. You're just in lust with them. You just have animal parts that say that you should breed with them. That's all that's going on here, man. Your highfalutin ideas of caring about another person, of loving somebody, that's just biology. That's just your sex organs telling your brain what to do, and your brain rationalizing it and saying that it's something magical and important. It's not. If I take that soul, that spirit that you care about so much, and I turn her into a centipede, you're gonna fucking run away. That's how it is. And that's a really good argument. That's a really good argument. You know how good an argument it is? It's an argument that is cascaded through households across the nation and throughout the world as people inspired by TikTok have asked their significant others, honey, would you still love me if I was a worm? The answer is fuck no. No. Love is predicated on you being the same species as I am, for the most part. But the idea of it, that love is bigger than that you're making a choice that's bigger than that. Not just an emotion, but a choice. Something more than instinct and urge. That's the argument to make, and to stand for, and to fight for, and to prove. Simple as that. Because, yeah, you turn Amelia into a fly, and probably killing her to save her is the way to go about things. But that's not what we're talking about here. It's like, it's not relevant to the discussion. But she thinks it is, and she has the power to make it so. So we're kind of fucked until we can prove that love can conquer, at least if it's in the hands of people who are willing to fucking fight for it, because we're gonna need to fight for it. Okay, let's go to the beginning of the episode and bounce on through this one. I'm not like those other lowlifes who can't own up. I'm so sorry for asking you this thing. By the way, I'm going to ask you again and get even creepier with it. I think that the facial expressions that we do for him are fucking awesome. What even is that? I don't really understand his, pure soul part. But I think he's happy that she doesn't even know what the idea of virgin is. Like, you don't even know what fucking is. Perfect. I can't wait to sully you. That's the vibe that I get from this disgusting monster. So, no facial expressions from my wives. Wouldn't want them having any sorts of feelings or anything like that. Ugh. This moment when he reaches out, I think, is really good. Because suddenly it's space invaded. I think we did a really good job of it. She's not used to it even enough to be, really freaked out by it. When she says he reminds me of an old king, I think of Midas. I don't know who you think of when she says that, but I think of Midas, right? His touch turns everything to gold, and yet frozen and worthless, an evil king, a little king. Oh, we know where we are now. We're on the outer ring somewhere. I do believe we're probably on one of those 4 outer towers. Dink, 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 dink. The big control towers. Little girl user! Let us indulge in this satisfying meal, an opponent ordained by fate, absolute gluttony. That's the closest we've come to, a really direct, straightforward, the character with the name Gluttony does gluttony things, really wants all those experiences. I guess Regulus Corneus' greed is pretty right on, too. He holds it together. Don't you dare lose, Julie! Subaru's an action hero. And this is an awesome sequence. Again, Attack on Titan light. Metia, dragon, hostage, fucking ass. She's really good at these switchy baits. These fucked up, mess with you things. The whole season has been really all about that, and the archbishops in general have been great at it. Creating torment in their opponents by switching the game on them. It seems to be, a critical part of their goal. I get that from a narrative sense, from a story writing sense, the author wants them to be evil and creepy. Why in world are they so evil and creepy, though? I'm not sure. I guess they just embrace sin and evil. They like being evil. In that room! And that's true. The other people are here. I think the sequence here, the actual visual, like, flow, cut, and into Subaru's mind as he's realizing what's going on and as he looks in the eyes and the scenes that we choose are good and spooky. Just shock. And I think if you go into the reaction and see, from this point for like a few minutes, I'm in pretty grossed out shock moment. That's cool. I think it's cool. So Emeraude Luganica reveals herself by ripping her body off. She's got like some butterfly elements to her. I like her character design. I think it's really crazy and creepy. There are dramatic elements of like e-girl style sexuality, like the thong thing and all the skin showing and stuff, and all of that ends up being really off-putting because of the way that she acts. I think it's really cool. The face reminds me of something, of like little cute chibi faces, like little fat Japanese baby faces, you know, but also little cute devils. Little cute Japanese devils. There's something really classic about her character design. And then there's an element of her that's designed kind of like, you know, Spyro the Dragon? Like the eyelashes have that vibe to them, and some element of her hair really makes her feel draconic, but in the way that like Toothless the dragon in How to Tame Your Dragon feels draconic. It's something about the mouth shape, the fangs, of course, the eye shape and how they sit in her face, and her little angular, like, little heart-shaped or, like, triangle-shaped face makes her actually land as a little bit draconic. It's super interesting to me. And we do a great job at making her loom and be creepy. She is also lust-obsessed, sex-obsessed, but she projects it on everybody else. Everybody's infatuated with me. Everyone else is thinking about sex stuff. Your relationship to this girl is about sex. Your relationship to everyone is about sex. It's all about sex. They're all female meat. It's really interesting, right? But she's projecting it on everybody else. Like, Subaru, as far as we know, has never looked at Krisha as attractive at all. But Emeraude Luganica cannot imagine that. Everyone is sex-driven. Always. Completely. He reacts, and Subaru has fucking been training with the whip, which is cool. Again, action hero Subaru. Also, some great expressions here. Smash, bam. Ugh. And then wham! Wow, that's so fast and unexpected. How cool. There's a moment when she drops the tail here. Thud, thud, thud. It's just so big and thuddy. It's really cool. I don't actually know what she is. Is she a dragon who turns into a girl, or is she something else? I don't know. She's full shape change all the time. She uses it to launch herself forward just a little bit. It's really cool. There's a character in Symphogear, in the final season of Symphogear, who's like able to change herself like this a little bit. She's a vampire, and also awesome. It's a really cool character type. And extraordinarily, absurdly, stupidly powerful. So I love this point that we meet her and she just whomps us. Cuts our boy's fucking leg off. Rips, I should say. What an introduction to a character. A shape changer who wants to taunt you. All of these were people. How could you do that? What's the point? That's the point. They're so disgusting and repulsive that you can't help but detest them. It's on a visceral level, in the same way that lust is visceral, right? Disgust and dismell. Dismell is interesting. Disgust and dismell are visceral, too. And they are polar opposites for lusty stuff. You get a disgust response, that'll turn your lust right off. It's super interesting. Sexual activation suppresses our disgust response. This is interesting, like, psychologically, and it makes perfect sense, right? You get sexually aroused, and your lust response your disgust response gets suppressed because well, it wouldn't be good if you were getting ready to do the deed and then got disgusted. You wouldn't end up having kids and your genes wouldn't survive, right? So we suppress that. She wants to do the opposite. She wants to poke holes in lust. She wants to not suppress lust, I guess, but like poke holes in it. Demonstrate that it's fallible and foolish and gross. Just kill me. What? No. I want people to love me for as long as possible, as deeply as possible. Get it? It's all I'm asking for. Wonderful. Ah, please, no, just kill me. Can you swear that you haven't had lewd thoughts for a single second? Don't you just love her? No. All you have is shameful carnal desire, which is shameful to her, by the way. Interesting. Shouldn't be anything shameful about it. But that's a layer that we do have to overcome in this relationship. We've got this, like, very pure relationship with Amelia, but we are attracted to her. In some people's minds, if they think that that's a shameful thing, that can undercut their ability to go for that attraction, you know? It's like, well, I'm disgusting. I have sexual thoughts about this person. Ugh. So she takes on her face and voice. Typical, predictable arguments. And she nails some of the things that are true in Subaru's heart. Because I was drawn to her. Because she saw me for me. Because she stayed by my side. Because I can be true with her. Because when I'm with you, everything looks more colorful. This feeling is the only thing I have that's real. I love how she makes her hair like, wah. Ah, such bullshit. If I turned her into a fly, all those things would fall apart. Haha, you couldn't. So it's all fake. It's all bullshit. Because I can poke this one ethereal bullshit fucked up hole in it, it's all bullshit. So she rips Subaru's full leg off and then drips her goop into them. So now, in the midst of transformation, carried out by a giant dragon who was once maybe just a normal person, maybe with a love of their own, carried out by a giant dragon, Subaru has been dropped into deep, dark waters. Down below, where the witch's remains are. We've lost, baby. You know that sequence in the OP where we come through and the whole city's just fucked up? Looks like we're getting there faster than we thought. We're well on our way to losing. Reinhardt's gonna join us, and that's dope. But Subaru just got dropped into the water. Crucia is being transformed into a monster. And we haven't made a dent in any of the bad guys. Not a one. Each and every one of them is just fine. Doing just fine. Their plan is going off essentially without a hitch. How easy it is to shatter this fragile thing you humans call love. Friendship, companions, hell, even a city. All it takes is a little bit of effort, and it all falls apart. Honestly, we archbishops are doing you a favor. You wouldn't want to go on suffering like this, you foolish losers. Ugh. This is cool. I like the villains. They're so villainy. They're so villainy. I like Emerauda Luganica. She really adds some flavor in being an absolutely batshit insane crazy bitch. Really excited to find out more about gluttony and the they them that is gluttony, the multi gluttony parts. Overall, what a cool pair of episodes. This really accelerated things, right? We knew that coming in when we started off with the big announcement, but then shit has just hit the fan. Subaru is suddenly really fucking injured. People are getting torn the fuck apart. Garf has lost everything that matters to him. We're we're not shying away from really taking big swings at our characters in this season. And I think that means that I can be excited for our characters to swing back bigger, right? Because we're getting beaten down here in a way that is going to let us emerge bigger and stronger and more resilient than ever before. I'm really excited to get to that point, and for now, I'm excited to dive into the dark waters and see what's under the surface. Thanks so much for watching this week's episodes of ReZero Season 3. I hope you enjoyed them, and I'll see you next week for episode 6. Much love, early access on the Patreon. Peace.